Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. I'm Doug, and today we're going to make a really delicious, yummy dish. It is breaded chicken with pesto sauce, and it's going to be a creamy pesto sauce. So stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a small frying pan, and I'm going to put it on a medium heat. We're using approximately 3 tablespoons of pine nuts. We want to toast our pine nuts a little bit. So over this medium heat, I'm just going to keep tossing my pine nuts. Now you just want to toast your pine nuts for a few minutes. You can start seeing when they get a little brown. You don't want to burn them, of course, but you definitely want to get them slightly brown to release some of that flavor. It's going to be very flavorful. See, that looks really good. Can you see that? Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to take it off the flame, let it cool down a bit. I'm going to still leave it in this pan. And let's continue making our pesto. Okay, so next I have some, so fragrant. I love this basil. Basil is so fragrant, I love this. This is a little over 2 cups, and I rinsed my basil. So we want to just put those basil leaves, some nice fresh basil in here. In our food processor, by the way, we're using a food processor. So if you don't have one, I highly suggest you get one. It's one of those kitchen tools you really need. All right, so we have our basil here. I'm going to get my pine nuts, and I'm going to add my pine nuts to my basil. We're going to add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, about 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper for now. Okay, I'm going to first put on my food processor, blend that up a bit. Okay, looks good. I'm going to add some this is Parmesan cheese. I'm using about 1/2 cup of regular Parmesan cheese. And I'm also using, super important, Parmigiano Reggiano. Hopefully I'm saying that's right. But this is my favorite cheese. I love Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. It's my favorite. So let me put this in here first. Get that going a bit. I'm gonna add the Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, and then we're gonna start adding our olive oil. We're gonna use about 7 to 8 tablespoons of olive oil. Let's take a look. Okay. Important, we're going to add 4 cloves of garlic, because this is garlic toast. So probably 1 small garlic clove, but I'm using 4 garlic toes. Smells so good. Okay, looking good. Get a little taste. Oh my God. Oh, that's good. Okay, this looks really good. So now what I'm gonna do to make it really, really creamy, let me taste this first. So good. I'm gonna use approximately 2 tablespoons of cream cheese, and we're gonna use approximately a cup of heavy whipping cream. Let's see what that tastes like. Oh yeah. That is so yummy. Now, if you didn't want to make it with the cream cheese and the heavy whipping cream, you can definitely just use it as is. But like I said, we're making this for our pasta and our chicken, and it's going to be perfecto. Stay tuned. Okay, we're going to start to make our chicken now. So I'm going to be using 2 eggs, because we're going to bread our chicken, and 1 egg might be enough for you depending on your amount of chicken, so it's always safe to do 2. You could also use 1 and add a little milk to it. I know that's what my mom used to do. We're just going to use a fork to break up that egg. This is pretty much how I always prepare my breaded chicken. We are going to use panko plain breadcrumbs and Progresso breadcrumbs, the Italian style. So we're going to be using both. And basically I just put it on a plate, kind of just judge how much I'm going to be using. So we're going to season our chicken, and we're going to be using garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, and Italian seasoning. And what I like to do is get my chicken, place it on a board. If I see any fat pieces, you want to definitely take those off. Make sure you always have a really nice sharp knife. Kitchen tools are super important. Looks pretty good. Okay. All right. So, a couple of things. You can do it individually like I'm going to do, or you can put the spices in the flour since it's your dry. I just always did it this way. You could put it in the flour. I know a lot of people do that. That's fine too. But I like to really look at each individual piece and know how much pepper and salt and all the different seasonings that are on it. And I do both sides, of course. Super important to always season your meat, doing both sides. Behind me I have the water. I'm heating up my water for my pasta. I'm going to be making penne pasta. So penne pasta with this meal. And that should be great. Yvonne loves penne pasta. That's why I decided to make that one tonight. But you can do your choice of pasta. If you want to do linguine, fettuccine. Okay, so this is my garlic powder, onion powder, all right, then I'm going to do my Italian seasoning. Remember to get both sides. All right. Now I'm going to place it into the flour. Make sure you coat it nicely. Shake off any excess. And then we're going to put it in the egg and then the breadcrumbs. Very simple. This is exactly how my mom taught me how to do it. All right, so now let's put in our egg. Let it drip a little bit. Let it drip a little bit. And then the breadcrumbs. And just make sure it's all coated nicely with those yummy breadcrumbs. And I'm gonna continue making my chicken and we'll be back. Okay, so I'm gonna add some extra virgin olive oil to the skillet here. Probably about 3 tablespoons or so. So we added about 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. We're heating up the pan a bit. Okay, we're gonna start to make our chicken. When you hear it sizzling, you know that it's nicely heated. All right, so we're gonna cook our chicken probably about 5 minutes on each side and it should be done. Okay, so my chicken is done, my pasta's almost done. One last thing, I almost forgot, I'm gonna add 1/4 teaspoon of dry oregano leaves to my pesto. So that's approximately 1/4 teaspoon. Give that a pulse or two. And my pesto is done. It smells so good. And now we're gonna check on our pasta. Okay, so one thing you wanna do is you need to get your pasta and take it out of the pasta water. And I'm using a slotted spoon to do that. So some of the pasta water will be in there. In fact, we're gonna add just a little bit of pasta water to the pesto too. And I'm gonna take my pasta out and then we're gonna mix the pesto. So I'm gonna continue taking this out and then we're gonna add our pesto sauce. Going to add it to we're getting our pesto sauce, I should say. Adding it to our pasta. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I used about 1/2 box of the penne pasta, the 1 pound box. So I used 1/2 pound. And give that a nice toss. Yum, look at that. I'm gonna add just a little bit of the pasta water. Smells so good. Yep, this is perfect. Smells so good. And you do want to mix it in a bowl like this. You don't want to add the pesto to the pasta in a frying pan or anything like that. You just want to mix it together like that. So good. Yummy. Okay. So now I'm going to plate it. I've got this nice green plate here. It goes so nice with the pesto sauce. Into 2 nice helpings. I'm gonna get a nice chicken breast. This one looks great. Place it on top. Oh, look at that. You get some extra Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Throw that on top. A couple of basil leaves. Look how pretty that dish is. And it's so good. Now for our taste test. Okay, so now for our taste test. I cannot wait, I'm so hungry. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get a little chicken. Put in the pesto sauce. It's so, so good. The pesto sauce is nice and creamy. Mmm. Pasta's cooked just right. The chicken is perfect. Mmm. So good. Awesome little dish. You can make during the week or on the weekend. And I hope you enjoy it. Thank you so much for joining us on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas today. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living. Bye-bye. Let me get back to my meal. So good. Mmm.